Hey, how you doing? JJ here with Deluxe Vehicle Detailing and Paint Correction. I am applying Dallas Paint Correction TMR. That is their more marine for gel coat, also for RVs. You can safely use it on paint and glass. And I'm just going to show you a quick application. I'm just going from this character mark around on this edge. This has been totally prepped, iron fallout remover, clayed, lightly polished. I was not going after correction, so if you see scratches like that one, if you should happen to be able to see that, I am going for everyday world conditions, not flawless paint correction, because this is my car and this is a daily driver, and I am not looking to make this thing perfect. It has way too many imperfections for me to spend time on a car that honestly I don't love that much. I came into this car under unusual circumstances from a death from one of my personal training clients, and let's just say that I came across it and it was 12 years old with I think 17,000 miles on it. He was 99 when he passed, and we worked out a deal. I actually paid him $4,000 for this car. Very well maintained, but enough of my car and my life. Just while I'm wiping TMR on here, this is not too exciting. Hope I'm not in your way. This is my last video of the day. I've shot many, and I am ready for dinner. And some Buccaneers versus Cowboys. My world champion. Buccaneers. Super Bowl champion anyway. Pulled it out. So they get the first game of the year at home. Tampa's rocking. I went to the Black Crows last night in Tampa. Outdoor amphitheater type setting. Got a big concert in. First one since the pandemic. Florida is still bad. Always wear a respirator, eye protection, and all of that jazz. I almost forgot. I'm doing these have been prepped as well. I just lightly polished them by hand. They were in really good shape, as you can see. They look brand new because he kept his car parked in a carport and never drove anywhere. So they stayed pretty nice. We'll put some protection on them and just kind of keep them that way. But I am very interested in the hydrophobics, Dallas Paint Correction versus the other Texas, so there's probably many other Texas coating companies. Underdog on the passenger side, Underdog on the passenger glass, Underdog on the passenger paint, the Underdog Pro. So, anyway, this is my first day using pipettes. They're graduated 3 milliliter. You throw them away, and they cost $4 for 100. They are super awesome. All right, so I will put the plastic cap back in this. I think that it's, it has kind of like a little lip on top of the bottle. I think you want to make sure that you put your plastic insert that came with your bottle. If you're using pipettes, pull it out with a small, I used a small needle nose pliers, kind of a, tiny size, and then I will replace it here in a minute. Alexa, turn on timer.
Timer for how long?
1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
So, as you look with me, okay, helicopter, ruined my sound. I'll wait a second. I don't know how loud it is for you. So, I have noticed that this product, instead of a rainbowy flash, TMR for me kind of just gives me some sweat as it flashes. It just kind of almost pushes itself up off the paint as the carrier solution is starting to leave the whole thing and it's ready for leveling. And I'm seeing just a scant amount on this. I was hoping it would show. Alexa, off. Off. So I see some flashing here. I don't know how much, you're going to really see on that, but you're just going to have to trust me that with TMR, it's not so rainbowy, multicolored. I've used some stuff that really shows. TMR is kind of faint. It's kind of hard to see on light colors. This is a medium blue. I've done it on some silvers and whites, and it's almost impossible to even see. The glass was very difficult to see. I just did a video on the glass. But anyway, I am going to take my leveling towel. Again, first wipe, it'll be a little grabby. Kind of like Underdog. It's a little tacky, a little grabby. But it's amazing how TMR changes. About 10 minutes after you do your last buff, when you go to touch it, it's like touching ice. So, a little grabby, but the grabbiness is definitely gone. Might have let that gone a little long. I don't really see high spots. Let me forget my headlight here. But that's just the first leveling wipe. Take a look at this. For high spots, I know I'm just taking you in with me, right? Probably not super awesome. I wish I had a camera person working with me. But anyway, I don't see any high spots. It looks all cool. I'm trying to do this kind of not so perfect and not so perfection-y. Like, could somebody just buy a DA and have a few pads and, kind of make this happen for themselves? And, yeah, they probably could. So we'll take the fluffy. Not positive if that was side 1 or 2 that I laid down. I always lay the used side down. I just did the glass with these same towels in the video I just did. But man, what a difference. I mean, I'm barely pushing on that, and now it's not tacky a bit. It is really solid. Just a little mark up there. So, you just want to give this a buff and buff to perfection. I'm going to flip it. Get that last clean side. You Dallas Paint Corrections. I'm going to use Kingsguard or TK6 in this middle section just as a sealant versus, the top line from Underdog against the top line from Dallas Paint Correction. Battle of Texas coating companies. And as Switzerland in the middle, I'm going to use TK6. I've always been super happy with it. I never even, went as far as the TK8. And I think I've used all of my official Kingsguard, which TK6 replaced back in the day. And I believe Scott took TK6 out of the lineup recently. So that's about it. You wipe it in. I generally don't use pads like this. I like to use the suede microfiber cloths and the little foam block. I feel like not as much is wasted. These are autosavers. They've got kind of a rubberized backing behind the microfiber. I think there's a plastic insert in the center of the foam, to really kind of keep, if you had that much going on with your liquid. But Hey, these things are pretty good. Autosaver thin from Auto Fiber. Anyway, that is that. It looks good. It's going to sit in here for a full day. I got a car coming in late tomorrow afternoon, and then she'll have to get out. So anyway, thanks for being with me. That's TMR. And I'm going to do 60-day updates on the Underdog versus Dallas Paint Correction. And I'll, get a hose, and we'll look at some water characteristics on the glass windshield and also on the paint. So stick with me. You want to hit that notification bell. Make sure you get all the notifications as they come up. And you also want to help support my channel. Like, comment, do all the things you need to do to help my analytics. I'm kind of creeping towards 1,000, so sure would help. Any more would always be greatly appreciated. Share with anyone you may know. And until next time, I'll see you on the flip side.